Baby Jesus, aka DaBaby, aka Thing It Ain't On Me, Just Rock.
There's no denying that DaBaby is in contention for Breakout Star of the Year in 2019. He's got everything that you need to be a superstar, from hit singles like Suge and Goin Baby to hilarious music videos that showcase one of the funniest personalities in the game. So yeah, you can try and fight his rise to mainstream fame, but when it comes to fighting, you probably want to stay as far away from the guy as possible.
Cold heart. Hard cam, cold heart. Hard cam, cold heart. I'm the truth.
Yeah, that was Baby beating up a man for trolling him in the Louis Vuitton store. I mean, he even needed hand surgery because of how badly he beat the guy up.
They put it on you in the bed.
Quick, right?
And then we got here, goddamn, it's 12 o'clock.
I'm high as a kite.
Legendary. And DaBaby doesn't just go into the store to pick fights, he's there to spend some bands also. He's got a Louis backpack, fanny pack, scarf, luggage, basically anything you can buy from that store, Baby has it. You can spot that Louis V luggage when he's hopping onto a private jet that he uses to fly from show to show.
2 private flights today, 3 shows.
There are also a few other things about Baby that are hard to miss, like the ice on his smile that's almost always showing because he seems like a generally happy guy. The ice on his fingers, wrists, neck, and the incredible chain he has of Stewie Griffin to honor his fellow Baby. He also recently showed off an inside look at what he calls the $1 billion Baby headquarters.
Yeah. Welcome to the $1 billion Baby headquarters, man. We got the guest house over there, the main house over here, and we taking shit over.
And while he may be missing on the court, he's definitely not missing when it comes to the chart. Plus, I can't forget to mention the J. Cole feature that he has in the stash, somewhere waiting for the perfect time to release it. And knowing how Cole has been treating his features lately, we can bet that it will be an instant smash. Online sources list DaBaby's net worth as $750K as of 2018, but that was before he signed a deal and got on. In 2019, Baby signed with Interscope Records for an undisclosed amount, but based on his success, I would be surprised if they haven't already recouped on their advance money, leaving Baby with a net worth somewhere in the millions. I mean, he did say himself he's the type to let people think that he's broke until he pops up with $1 million. So what's going on, good people in the comments section? My name is Jeremy Hecht. I hope you're having one heck of a day, and welcome to another episode of The Rich Life. Today I'll be your host, taking you through how DaBaby makes and spends his money. If you're new here and wondering who the heck I am, I'm the LA host for this channel, bringing you weekly content. I recently did a Before They Were Famous video on DaBaby himself, and we've covered other people for this series like Wiz Khalifa, NBA Youngboy, and even Nav Bhatia, Raptors superfan. So be sure to check those out and let us know who to cover next in the comments down below, and send this video to the biggest Baby fan you know. Before we start though, I've got a trivia question for you that I'll answer at the end of the video. Now that DaBaby has all of these riches, what is his favorite meal? And no, the answer isn't that, like what you're thinking. Although maybe it's number 2. All right, let's get into it. Yeah. In order to give you a better sense of Baby's come up, I'm gonna roll a short clip from his Before They Were Famous video that I did just over a month ago. All right, let's get into it. His father was in the army stationed in places around the country, but Baby would stay with him in the summers. He says his dad was in his life, but he would also send some child support checks to their family, which his mom would then hand down to Baby, so he was flexing with that little extra money in elementary school. But according to Baby's Uncle Rick, who Nardwuar allegedly talked to, DaBaby was raised by robbers?
Some of them was robbers. Yeah.
Be sure to check out that whole video for the full story and get it to 500K views. For me, we're almost there. But Baby's rise to fame was far from an overnight success. He has actually been grinding for years, going on small tours, dropping mixtapes, and using innovative self-promotion tactics like printing giant pictures of his head for his team to carry around, and even dressing up as a baby at South by Southwest. But it was the combination of his music and his personality, which shines through in all of his music videos, that gained the rapper formerly known as Baby Jesus a sizable fan base. And it wasn't actually until early 2019 that Baby officially inked a deal with Interscope Records, which in his words, put him on. Exact numbers about the deal aren't available online, but it seems like he's outdone any projections the label could have foreseen, and I have a feeling he's already made a sizable sum from his music. That brings us into how he's making his money. Well, much of his income is most likely coming from his streaming numbers. According to Billboard, Baby's song Suge earned nearly $100,000 in 1 week, and while we can't confirm how much of the profit the label is taking, even if Baby only received 25% of that, not a bad week at the office. The song even reached the #1 spot on Apple Music charts, beating out the ever-winning Old Town Road for a short amount of time. Plus, because of the pure comedy of his videos, his streaming numbers on YouTube continue to go up, with Suge at 75 million, Next Song at 20 million, and Walker Texas Ranger at 17 mil, and that's at the time of this recording, so don't hate if the numbers are off. Baby went from doing small club shows to packing out venues around the country with sold-out concerts. He sold out the Fillmore in Charlotte, which has a capacity of 2,000 people. And of course, he makes money from his absolutely hilarious merch line, profiting off of his latest KO at the Louis store, and he made back enough to cover whatever he bought at the store that day because his hoodies are already sold out and the t-shirts will run you back 35 bucks. Baby continues to profit off of that fight as he recently parodied the knockout in his own music video for the song Carpet Burn. Alright, so now let's get to the fun part. What does the man spend his money on? Well, more than anything, as flashy as he is, he invests a lot back into his craft. Early on in his career, he dropped a few racks on a verse from Boosie Badass so that he could elevate his stature in the rap game. So to all of you artists who are too proud to pay for a feature, just know, even some of your favorites did it. But another thing to keep in mind is that the song actually has to be good. You can't just pay Gucci 20K to get on your record and expect it to blow up, even if it's trash. Baby also has his own record label called $1 Baby Entertainment, of which he is the CEO. Suge. He's got artists on there from the likes of Son of 4 Vegas and apparently even Johnny Dang.
IG, I want to introduce y'all to the newest artist of $1 Baby Entertainment.
Yes, sir.
Johnny Dang. You did what I'm saying?
Maybe soon.
Yeah. Congratulations on your new deal.
Well, not actually, but Dang has provided Baby with quite the jewelry collection. I'm not exactly sure which of his pieces he got from Dang and which he bought elsewhere, but let's take a look at everything Baby's got. First and foremost, he takes care of his team, buying matching $1 Baby Entertainment change for the crew. On top of that, he's got a Kirk chain to rep his government name, he's got Cuban links, and who can forget the massive Stewie Griffin piece, plus he has rings, bracelets, grills, and a big watch that he's usually wearing. Baby is iced out head to toe, and he doesn't just go into the Louis store to fight and practice his uppercuts. He actually spends his money in the store as well. He's got this Louis Vuitton bandana, which costs around 500 bucks, Louis Vuitton luggage, which will run you anywhere between $1,500 and $2,000 depending on the model, a Louis Vuitton backpack, which goes for 1,800 bucks, and a Louis sling bag, which I just like to call a fanny pack, which will hit you for 1,400 online. Baby did rap that she liked how he was dressed, but he isn't a salad, so I guess it makes sense he would spend a lot on his clothes. He's also got a red Lacoste tracksuit, which will cost him a little bit of money. I had a teacher in high school, Mr. Raffaelli, who wore a Lacoste polo, well, a different Lacoste polo, but every polo he wore was Lacoste. And he wore one every single day to class, no exaggeration. Every day, I would raise my hand mid-lesson and ask, hey, did that shirt Lacoste you a lot? Every single time. Needless to say, I got kicked out of the class a few times, but I still got a 90 in the class. So, Mr. Raffaelli, if you're watching this, if you're somehow a DaBaby fan and, you know, we meet eyes here right now, shout out to you. Thank you. In terms of cars, I'm not exactly sure what Baby's currently driving, but hopefully he isn't doing this while cruising around town. At least not in front of the officer like in the video. If he does it on his private time, good for him. But Baby has been spotted flying on N500 XP private jet, which can cost anywhere between $1,300 and $13,000 per hour. Hey, I mean, we can't all be on Aubrey's level and have private jets given to us for free. It seems like Baby could also be gearing up for a big golfing trip soon.
Like you better go play some golf or something, man. Yeah. It's one of my costume for the video shoot. I ain't gonna tell you what video.
But more than anything, he is generous with his money, throwing absolutely massive bags of weed into the crowd at Rolling Loud. I don't even know what else to say about this, but anyone in the crowd who caught that was probably set for quite a long time. But even with all of the cash that he's pulling in, he isn't afraid to still eat some ramen noodles from the gas station. Now, I don't know if that's actually his favorite meal, but When a fan stopped him to take a video in a gas station, Baby was quick to point out that he isn't too good for the classic snack. And there you have the answer to your question from the beginning of the video. But that's it for this one. I'm Jeremy Hecht. This was a fun one. Let me know who you want me to cover next in the comments down below. And as always, I hope you have one heck of a day. I'll see you in the next video. Dream good, live better. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single video and you can see my face every time I'm on one. I'm gonna go. All right, peace.